Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is your
Long live the king!
Photo News Fix. This fix is brought to you by Datacolor and their lens-based Spider X2. Lens-based, you say? Yes, lens-based. The expanded X2 sensor capabilities allow for enhanced color and brightness range calibration, especially with HDR and high brightness monitors up to 2000 nits. The Spider X2 is ideal for both photo and video as well as HDR content, which we're starting to see a lot more of. It's also not just for your computer monitor. You can use the Spider X2 on connected TVs as well as projectors for now and into the future. The remastered software provides for a cleaner, more concise UI experience. On top of that, the X2 now has native USB-C connections, so if you're looking to get the most accurate and consistent color for your photo and video editing needs, then check out the Spider X2. Head on over to datacolor.com/fro to grab yours today. First up, Canon Rumors has posted a story suggesting that Canon might replace the R5 with two different cameras. Now keep in mind, Canon Rumors wanted to make it abundantly clear that this is currently unsubstantiated. Unsubstantiated, yeah, that. But when you think about it, it might actually make some sense, or maybe it doesn't. Now back when Canon had the 5D Mark III, they released the 5DS and 5DSR, which had a higher megapixel sensor. It was over 50. According to their source,
magic source,
Canon will release an R5 Mark II as well as a higher megapixel version at the same time. But does it really make sense to come out with two new bodies at the same exact time? Obviously, we never got a second version of the 5DSR, probably because it didn't differentiate itself enough from the regular 5D. So would an R5 Mark II be a more hybrid-centric stills/video shooting camera, and a higher megapixel one be more focused on just stills alone? I mean, because Canon has been toying with a 125 plus megapixel camera sensor for years. Now, could it be true? What do you think? Let me know down below. Next up, introducing the Canon PowerShot V10 vlogging camera. The first in what might be a new line of vlogging first focused cameras from Canon. Now, I haven't gotten my hands on one of these just yet as it was just announced, but on our call with Canon, they continually hammered home that the market for this camera is for content creators who might want a second easier to carry camera, or someone who wants better quality than their cell phone, but with ease of use.
Right.
Now here's a rundown of the specs. The V10 houses a 13.1 megapixel 1-inch sensor, has a fixed 19mm equivalent wide-angle lens, no optical image stabilization, only digital, built-in rechargeable battery, shoots up to 4K UHD 30, saves video to a micro SD card, has a Digic X processor, but doesn't have dual pixel or IAF, has a built-in stereo mic, built-in kickstand, flip-up touchscreen, isn't really meant for stills, and is tiny. We're talking 3.5 inches. Wait a second, I thought 3.5 inches wasn't tiny. She lied to me. It also weighs only 7.44 ounces or 211 grams. Now that that's out of the way, haven't we seen this before?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it looks like a flip from way back in the day. Like I said, I haven't received mine in the mail just yet, but my first thought was, does it shoot vertical video to match the vertical form factor? And the answer to that is no, which is kind of weird. It's weird because the kickstand on the bottom is only for horizontal shooting. In order to shoot vertical, you need to get all jiggy with it with a little tripod, which seems like a miss for the market that they are going after. You know, TikTok dancers like me. But then again, it might be perfect for webcamming, clothed or unclothed, and yes, vlogging, or maybe people already have a device in their pocket that can do all of this, you know, like a phone. Nonetheless, it's priced at $430, which I think is about $200 too much, but all I can think of is, flip made the flip, did Canon make the flop? Question mark?
Damn it!
Goodbye, money truck. No, come back. It's just a question. It's not a statement.
Fact is a term demanding an equal answer with a...
We'll be diving deeper into this statement on the most recent FroKnowsPhoto Raw Talk episode number 50, which is out right now at FroKnowsPhoto.com/podcast. And finally, as you probably know by now, since I put out a long-form preview the other day, Nikon has officially announced the Z8, and here's what you need to know. It's a Z9. Yeah, You heard that correct. The Z8, for all intent and purposes, is the Z9 in a smaller body. It has the same stacked 45 megapixel sensor. Yes, the same exact, and I mean exact.
They sound similar.
It also has the same exact autofocus and Speed 7 processor, same EVF, same touchscreen, same video specs, same 20 frames per second raw shooting, the same. So what's different? Well, it's a smaller body as it doesn't have a built-in grip. Though when you put on the added grip that you can purchase separately, it's taller than the Z9. It has mixed card slots, one CFX Res B and one SD, uses a smaller battery, only has 2 custom function buttons on the front instead of 3, does away with the dial on the top of the camera for changing how many frames per second you can shoot, has 2 USB-C ports, one for charging and the other for data, and costs $1,500 less. So what I'm saying is you basically get the Z9 for $1,500 less with a few minor trade-offs. Now, if you shoot with a grip, you're kind of better off just buying a Z9 and getting the bigger battery and a built-in grip versus adding it later and then adding extra batteries. Now, I did not see this coming. I didn't think that Nikon would take everything of importance from the Z9 and put it in a less expensive body. And when you compare the Z8 to the R5 and the A7 R5, it kind of outshines them. At least on paper. Nonetheless, this is a pretty good job from Nikon, so congratulations for that. And there you have it, Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.